So it was all smooth sailing for you, or, or were there
Oh,
any
no,
were there
no.
any hard times when did you have anything like the dark night of the soul once you became an entrepreneur? Were there difficult times when you felt like, what have I gotten myself into?
I think from the beginning, I was very turned on by what I did coaching when I discovered that people actually did it outside seminars. And so I was very excited by that. I think my torture came later when I was doing all, like, I was started following people and not following, actually working with people side by side
Hmm.
who were so engrossed in the work, work, work and hustle, hustle, hustle. And it wasn't like for the particular person I'm thinking of, it was her natural way of being. Like for her, that's just the way she operated. But in my mind, it was like, oh, I need to hurry up. I need to hustle. I'm behind the curve. I'm going to be
Mm.
broke when I'm not going to ever retire if I don't start making more money and saving more money. And that line of thinking really stressed me out to the
Yeah.
point where I was like, you know what? I gotta, like, what else do I need to do? Yes, it's 10 o'clock at night, but is there something else I need to be doing before I, like,
Mm.
get out of my office
So much
and
pressure. It really took
go
you out
rest?
of alignment with who you really are.
Totally. And then when I met Eva and we started talking about law of attraction, we started teaching it together. We're like, oh my God, this is so much fun. The first year that I broke six figures was not about strategy. And all that time I thought, boy, if I just get to six figures, and I better like just keep hustling, hustling, hustling. Well, now I know
Mm.
six figures isn't like the be all end all. I'm not going to go, be rich on six figures living in California. But I'm like, oh, all the things that were the most easy for me were when I relaxed. And when I worked hard for something, that's what it literally became hard. And the worst time in my entire life came as a result of my personal life and my business because I was having relationship issues, which goes back to your whole little true selfie assessment. Your quiz was one of my challenge. I think it was said relationships and who I choose in relationship. And I chose a guy when I broke up. He decided to stalk me.
Ah.
And so I was getting death threats and he was
Oh
stealing my
no.
stuff and spraying my car with acid and just like, I mean, it was
Oh,
sheer craziness. And my life
nightmare.
came about escaping. And so I wasn't paying attention to my business. I was like, I had, this went on for months and months and months. And I had a new relationship and he had an airplane, this new guy. And I'm sure that's why I was turned on by him because I'm like, let's go escape.
Let's
You have a
fly
plane,
away.
fly away. And I was like, oh, yeah, go play, like work. Why would I want to stay in my house? I'm going to be bothered by this other guy. Let's go take off. And pretty soon I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not paying attention to my business.
Mm.
I'm having a little, like a downslip here in the money department. And I thought, oh, well, I always know how to get out of that. No big deal.
Mhm.
But I wasn't getting out of it. And by the time I think I took it seriously because I was in escape mode, it was too late. It was already like, oh my gosh, I'm in big trouble. Like I don't have any new money coming in. I'm actually racking up debt because I was so used to being able to pull off no matter what I put on my credit card. I knew how to manifest. I talked law of attraction.
Yeah.
Let me go, man. I'll manifest some money. I can pay that off, no problem. But it wasn't working.
Mm.
And so what did I do? I started trying to figure out, got in my head, what do I need to do? I got to figure this out. I got to create a new product. I got to put things on sale. I got to figure out a way. And I just was driving myself crazy. And Eva, my business partner at the time, we each had our own businesses. That's what was tanking. And then our business together. And she kept saying, Gina, I see you're trying too hard. You're trying to force this solution. And I'm like, I know. And I know this is not the right thing to do, but I can't stop myself. I'm trying to figure out the solution and it's not coming. And then I would just try harder. And of course, it just got worse and
Yeah.
worse and worse until finally I had a fight with the new boyfriend, and he said, Gina, I really think you need to get a job because this coaching thing is not working out.
Oh no.
And I'm like, what? You a-hole. I used to make good money. And he's like, well, I haven't seen you do that. And ever since I've known you, you've like been like really not like your business sucks. And I'm like, oh, how dare you? I will show
Mm.
you. But it was great. It was the greatest thing that ever happened. So I'm like, he's right. At first I was mad, like, how you don't trust me, you don't believe in me. But the truth is he was just telling me what he was seeing right in front of his
Yeah.
face was this girl crying, like spontaneous cry fits over the stress around money. Um, really not looking like anything's going on. And obviously, if I'm off taking off with him all the time, like business isn't happening.
Yeah.
And so I thought, all right, I need to surrender. I need to surrender to what is so. And let me go take a look at what my money situation really looks like right now, because I think I just kept saying it's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. So I said, how much do I really owe here? I know I have debt, but how much do I really owe? And I sat down with a spreadsheet, and I'm not the spreadsheet type of girl. And I thought, all right, well, it's not worse than I thought. It's as bad as I thought. It's not worse though. So, you know what? I need to change the way I'm dealing with this. And if it takes me 5 years to get out of debt, then it's going to take me 5 years. But I am committed to being different about this. And I said, well, what's in my control right now? Well, I don't know what to do to get more business, so I'm not going to focus on getting more business, but I can take really good care of the clients that I do have. Going back to the appreciation thing, I was not appreciating the clients that I had. I think I had 3 clients at the time, and if any one of them left, I don't, I think I don't know what I would have done. I really depended on that money so much, because at that time I was charging $1,000 per client per month, and so that was $3,000 that paid for my rent. And, I was going to really be up shit creek if that didn't work out. So I said, I'm just going to treat these people like they deserve to be treated. These people are paying me $1,000 a month, because I just kept focusing on it's not enough. It's not enough. I need to get more clients. Like, great, I have this client, but what I really need is more clients, not appreciating the ones that I had. And I took on a creative project at home, which was I had moved into this new place, and I hadn't taken the time to unpack things and put things away and make my house beautiful. So I started focusing on that, which, while it was not business focused, it gave me something to accomplish that felt good, because I wasn't accomplishing anything in the business. I didn't know what to focus on. Well, needless to say, and every time I got money in, instead of saying, oh, that's not enough, I appreciated it, whether it was a $20 sale for, a journal, or it was a big sale. It didn't matter. I was like, I need to appreciate what's coming in. A month later, things started shifting. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm feeling better for sure. Like, I'm not seeing results yet, but I'm definitely feeling better. And about a month and a half in, things started really popping. 9 months later, all debt paid off, income tripled. I mean, like the crazy good results.
Yeah.
But I wasn't forcing. I didn't expect it. I wasn't striving for it. I thought it was going to take me years, is the honest truth, to get back to where I was. So it was this really profound, it was lots of torture for like over a year, but the results and what I learned from that were so massive. Like, no matter what, you can't push hard enough to get what you want.
Yeah.
You can't. And surrendering is always the first step. Like, not like I give up surrender, but let me stop pushing and just say, okay, this is what it is. I got here. Yeah, I screwed up. I made some really bad choices. Yeah, I was totally in Stressville. I also took a cop telling me, because I was always calling the cops because this guy was, doing all sorts of crazy stuff. And one day he said, Jeanna. Oh, he called me Coach, by the way, which really pissed me off, because he knew me so well. He'd been at my house several times. I'm like, oh my God, this is not good. They've been to my house so many times. The guy actually remembers me, and he remembers what I do for a living. He said, Coach, you can't keep looking over your shoulder. If it's your time to die, it's your time to die. Because I was broken down in tears. And I'm like, I'm so afraid. I'm parking my car around the corner so he can't find it. I'm just going to extreme measures to not be found.
Wow, that's very esoteric for a law enforcement officer.
I know. I was like, you're right. You're right. I'm so
Oh,
caught up in the fear. And of course, fear is what was tanking my business.
yeah.
I'm so stressed out. I'm so disconnected from my power because I'm in fear all the time. And I've made it about him. Like he took away I've given it all to him. He didn't take it away. I'm just handing it over on the silver platter. And as soon as I took back my power, the other thing that happened was not only that I started making money, he stopped bothering me.
Yeah.
He stopped bothering me. And I even remember one day my mom called me, because I had moved back in with my mom after I moved out with him, because it really was escape from him. I had moved out, and she said, there's a box here. And there's a box on the porch. It was put here. And I think it's from you know who. And I'm like, really? And I went, and there was all these things he had stolen from me. I didn't even know he had stolen from me,
Wow.
like family photos, and he had returned them, which was, he didn't never cop to any of the bad stuff. So this was like, whoa, that thing right there, that's sheer magic. Like,
Yes.
I can't even believe that happened. Wow, because I didn't get a whole bunch of other stuff back, but that, like, that was me. That was such confirmation
Yes.
that being in my power was giving me all these amazing gifts that would have never happened if I was still in fear. He would have kept, calling and
Hmm.
calling and stealing and causing chaos. So it was the finding, like getting rid of the chaos out there was finding, the streamlining internally for me. It was so powerful in so many
Yeah.
ways. It was awesome.